morning. Good morning. What's up? Hot Pepper Mike in the house. Good morning. I shoot. Be honest with you, ain't got nothing, but I thought I'd start early. Get the day going. I've been driving for 2 hours, heading south on Interstate 65, heading to Laredo, Texas. Laredo. And we're just getting down the road and just thinking about a few things and thinking about life. And once again, thanking God for waking me up this morning. Um, the My pepper plants are coming along real good. My bonsai tree is coming along real good. It's funny. I start my morning like I don't douse the plants with a lot of water, but I give them a little bit. Um, give everybody a little bit of water, get them started for the day. Just like I get myself started and dressed up and everything and getting ready to get down the road. But I'm just we could even say just a thankful Thursday. You know, um, just thinking back on you know a lot of the lives and a lot of the stuff. I've had to recall and relive a lot of painful stuff that I allowed because of the personality that I am. Until I finally started getting what they say now healthy boundaries. And I'm more like today. I'm very thankful. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my strength, and I thankful that I'm of a right mind. You know, one of the guys that I follow, Big Son's Lawn Care, really nice guy. He doesn't even on his channel he doesn't even ask for you people to subscribe, but they just do. And he's a real nice guy. I think either we the same age or he a little bit older. But the man, he was telling about one of his. He's been doing lawn care for a good minute, but he was telling about a woman that he one of his first customers. Well, now the lady at this point in time in her life, she's senile. She doesn't even remember him. And he went by and decided to cut the lady's lawn, for free because you still being um, respectful and thankful that you were one of my original customers. But the lady, she couldn't even remember um, who he was, and was yelling and screaming at him and stuff like that. Where a little bit earlier she remembered, but now she doesn't remember again. And you know, situations like that arise in our lives, in even in our families. You know, I come from a very harsh environment, harsh family, and everybody kissed up to my parents. And in their latter days, um, my niece, originally my niece, my father decided to adopt her so she could have a father figure. Well, this woman in my parents' last days stole from them. Got my mother to sign over the house. Let me tell you how stupid some, evil people are. Got her to sign over the house. My mother left the house there, and she did nothing with it. She just let it rot. She let my sister turn it into a trap house. her mother, who's been on drugs for years, and my parents, coddled her, and you know, in my mother's last days, it was really sad. You know, my oldest sister, loved my mother to death. She wanted her to come, but my mother wouldn't refused to leave, and she trusted my niece, and my niece, just robbed her blind. The house is almost paid off. I think my mother owed like 30 grand on it. So there was like 100, almost 200,000 left on the table, and they stopped once my mother died. They stopped paying the mortgage, and just let it be, foreclosed on. And some of the stuff we as African Americans we don't realize. You thinking because you got all these yes people that in the end that they were going to take care of you or do whatever. But the ones that, like me, my sister, um, my older sister, that actually cared and wanted to be loved, but wasn't going to take the bull, had to sit back and watch, this sad stuff transpire. It's really sad. I'm still getting people, well, you could get a certain money back, and I have no rights to nothing, so leave me alone. You know, and it's sad that this is my parents' legacy, and it goes back to the original, the original story. Big Sons. He felt dedicated to help the lady. And you want to help your parents, but you got these people for just a little bit of pennies. They can be so evil when the original wasn't that. My mother wasn't always that way. My father, he was probably always that way all his life. But I don't know. But it's sad that in your last days, and into anybody, nobody deserves to be treated like that. I hope, like right now, I'm maxed out my phone. I'm almost maxed out on my 401k. I'm almost at 10%. I'm trying to have other investments so when I get older and can't do whatever, then I'll have some stuff in place. You know, trying to eat right. Still got the addiction to peanut butter. Got to work on that. Still got that addiction to peanut butter, but you know, I'm still trying to be a better person and trying to be uh, a better father, a better husband, a better everything. You know, um, I come from that age where everybody's right and nobody knows how to apologize. Well, I don't want to be that person. I want to be, hey, I did the best I can. I'm sorry if I couldn't do any more. And it's so funny. When I was getting up this morning, I had heard like a little short thing from TD Jakes, which said, you know, a lot of times people wonder why they're not being blessed. It's because, and he says, because you're a selfish person and all you do is think about yourself. And a lot of times when we have the stuff that's going on in our society, and then the breakdown of the family, the breakdown of the simplicity of male and female, you know, and take it for what take it for what it's worth. Regardless of what you say in your mind, scientifically, you are still either male or female. Sorry, you can be mad all you want and call every name and all these stupid pronouns and all this stuff. And another person was saying, it was a woman. The woman was saying that now the woman of the year was a man, and the 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 swim star, the original person was a guy, was like 140 45th in the lineup of males, but he switched over to the female. He says I'm a female, and he's number one. Come on, guys, think about that. Our society is, and sad part is, the Bible says about all this stuff, and again, I'm not trying to be ultra religious and all that stuff, but this stuff, it says it was coming, you know, and and you wonder why you're not being blessed because we think about ourselves. We made poor choices in our lives, and well, you remember the old saying, "I could do better by myself," and you stay by yourself for so long that everything irks you. Someone could come in and clean that countertop different from what you're used to, and now you're irked. You want people to come in and take care of your kids. It was so funny. This one person was asking, because I'm all over the place. I look at TikTok. One person was asking, um, eh, would you date a man who had some baby mamas, or a baby mama? Nope. Well, what's your situation? I have I have three kids. How many fathers? Three different fathers. Do you see what I'm saying? The selfishness that we're not humbling ourselves to you know to just think about the simplicity of just having a freaking relationship. And I you see it on TV shows. You're not my mom. You're not my mother. You're not my father. Yeah, you're right. I'm not. But I'm trying to step up to the plate. Those simple things that I'm trying to step up to the plate. Nobody wants to do no more. Everybody's afraid. You're afraid of being locked in. You're afraid of this, afraid of that. And we don't want to be, and welcome in, welcome in. Uh, we don't want to be accountable for anything, or accountable to anybody. I woke up this morning and was just thankful. You know, I don't sleep. When you see truckers in the truck stop, their curtains are closed. I don't sleep with my curtains closed. I can't. It's because the accident. I woke up. There was someone else driving the truck, and I woke up to the truck on fire, and we're careening down the road into a median. So that fear is always going to be in me, but I've learned to deal with it. So when I sleep at night, I don't have my curtain closed. So I look up to see either a street lamp or a light from another truck, check the time, and roll back over. And then a lot of times, we forget that we were given a second chance. I was given a second chance. And what am I saying? I'm not attacking nobody, male or female, but I'm just saying we we got to go back to being humble. And I'm not saying go out and help everybody, but every once in a while choose someone to help, and not because I'm saying it, not because um you know you don't want to feel guilty or whatever, but you know it's the right thing to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Like a lot of these truck stops, they got people coming around just being straight up moochers, and they done made it into a business. Instead of getting a job, they're gonna go out and beg, and they make a good living. But no, I'm not doing that. A lot of times, as an example, I didn't film the guy, but I filmed me getting the food. I walked by a homeless guy in the park in Knoxville, Tennessee. Because I have specific places. I don't like to pull into a Walmart. There's only one Walmart I'll pull into. It's over there in Arkansas. Because it's got truck parking. So, but I don't like to really. But most of the places where I shop or try to buy food or water is accessible by the truck. But I've made it into an exercise game. I've made it into something that would benefit me. So I have a cart, and I pull this cart, fill it with water, my essentials, stuff from my portable toilet, sticky booty confessions, anyway, all that stuff. And, I make it into an exercise. And they say, like, did you get your exercise? Yeah, yeah. I walked up to the Walmart. And the one in Knoxville, I walked by a guy, with a dog, and you knew he was homeless because he's going to lay down and go to sleep. He was laying there. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do something. This guy asked me for squat. I'm going to go down. I'm going to buy a whole chicken. I'm going, get him a gallon of water, some dog food, and some other stuff, and just give it to him. And they say, look, and the guy was surprised. And just every once in a while, help someone else out. You don't know. There's a good video of it. I think it's somewhere in India or Pakistan or somewhere. There's a guy. He walks by these people. He knows they're in need, and he has a sack. He's really, really, really sly about it, and he leaves it right next to him and keeps walking. And he films it, and you see these people, and they look over and they look, and they're thanking whatever God that they worship, because everybody don't worship, the Lord. They worship other stuff. And if we had more people like that, if we had more people that cared about the less fortunate, how much more blessings do you think we could produce? More blessings that could be done out here in the world. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking about that a moment. The more it's not easy because even though a lot of times you would bless somebody, they still like they still mad. But don't worry about it. You did the right thing. You know what I mean? And we have people that you try to say something. Hot pepper Mike. I'm getting back on my game of staying in my lane. Stop jumping in on these lives. Other than the nice people, and I'm not saying that the host. It's the other people that are on the live that sometimes can't be nice. But the funny part of that is it's time to change up. I was in the lives yesterday. Um, the daggone it, this GPS be tripping sometimes. I was in a live yesterday. They were uh I forgot the name of the name of the page, but they were in Aruba, get off the cruise ship and filming and going into different stores and whatnot. And it's funny. I was like, wow, because we're trying to plan. Instead of going on a cruise, just flying out there and staying a week in Aruba, probably 2025, because we got something going on next year. Like there are actually two cruises next year, and I remembered Destination Fun. Not this cruising is fun anytime. Cruising is fun anytime. He said that they were there, and I said, "Oh," and I did like a little emoji and waved and everything. And she said, "Can't stop water." I said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And she said, "Let me tell you something." And it was a funny piss. Like she wasn't mad. In other words, she was like, um, and don't paraphrase because I heard it real quick and I'm old. Um, she was more mad that I didn't really. I don't know. Did I not emphasize it enough of how much walking you were going to do on the carnival celebration? And what am I saying like that? Most people that are Carnival Cruise Line cruisers, the ships aren't as big as the XL class. So you really, you're going a few. You're not going that far. You're not going that far compared to the XL class ships. I mean, I tracked it like 2 days in a row where we were going. We were literally walking at an average of 8 miles a day. And, two of those miles were on the track early in the morning. And the rest were like average of 8 to 9 miles a day. So we were wore the heck out. When we got on the Mardi Gras, man, please. I was like going back to the room and taking naps and, sleeping. I got so much relaxation on the Mardi Gras. It was crazy. But I had warned her, get you a good pair of sneakers because you're gonna do a lot of walking. And she said she had went back to my old videos on the celebration, and it didn't look like I was in pain. Well, that's a lie because you don't realize how. If you ever look at a video and you see me waddling, I'm in pain because I naturally have flat feet. So in most of my videos, you'll see me waddling. And I notice that's you know that's their flat feet. And but even though I still get out and I walk with the wife. I get out, and because a lot of times, even if you're in pain, you got to overcome. You got to keep going. You got to uh, you got to set yourself up to move to the next level. A lot of times we will stop before we hit that next level because it's too painful. If I let that happen, I wouldn't be married right now. My wife loves to walk. I'll bitch, moan, and complain, but I'll still get out there with her because I want to be with her. I want to be a part of that. Even though she be thinking she walks slow, she don't walk slow. She be hauling ass. I'm like, yo, that's not walking. This is walking. You know what I mean? And it's so funny because she was like, boy, we was in pain. We was in pain for 2 days. So I can't wait to get back. I'll be jump on that live and be laughing because it's an experience. The missus loves it. She loves it. When the more she can walk, I'm like, okay. That's why, I tell the story about the can't stop walking. It's like, why is your name so long? The boy, there's something behind all that mess. But, I get out there and, You know, we get out there, we get enjoy. Because see, a lot of times you see, I'm sitting on my behind, and you were wondering. You look at all these other truckers, man. They're like 900 pounds, and got a cane and walking. Like, how did you pass your medical? They're paying somebody off, you know. Uh, that's why, like yesterday, uh, I stopped. I stopped by and I walked, and there was a TA over there in West Virginia that I knew. I know that I could go shopping. I went did some good food shopping. I even got they had these big behind lobster tails. I got two lobster tails, but I got them in the freezer. So I gotta get that home. So next time I go to the house, I'm gonna say that because they were good. They weren't them little itty bitty ones that you see that look like you know. It's certain these are lobster tails were American because when you see them really small ones, Maine lobster tails that don't work like that. They have to be a certain size or they have to throw them back. You get them little small ones, but the sad part is you're not finding too many deals out here. I had some low carb bread that I found. I said, well, I'll get one, but they're like $1.83, and the low carb bread be like $5-6. So I got about 4 or 5 bags. I'll be like, oh boy, I shouldn't have bought all that, but I can't help it when I see a deal. I can't help myself. But what the heck? Oh, something just fell, scared the crap out of me. You know. But I'm on Interstate 40 heading west. Uh, might have to give me a little bit of coffee today. I got up a little earlier, but I wanted to get down the road. It's funny. Everybody complain about these us truckers, but there isn't that many places that we can park at. So a lot of times you got to set yourself up not for failure, but for finding parking and knowing. And since I'm on a set route, I know areas where I can park. But if I'm trying to push it to get further down the road, I need to be driving earlier in the morning so that I can get down the road to get to these certain spots and then start my day again early in the morning. That's a lot of times why you see that we're talking, we're talking about different things and stuff like that this early in the morning. Why? Because this is when I got to work. This is when I got to, do what I got to do. And the funny thing is, I got as you can see, I got the phone. I had, I got it duct taped in there. So hopefully it doesn't come flying out. Good morning, welcome in, welcome in. So it doesn't come flying out. But we have to fix we have to fix our situation. Um, I was trying to tell someone else that you know if you're trying to get more subscribers and all that stuff, you got to get do more do more shorts or go back to your old videos and make more shorts out of your old video out of your older videos. Um, I'm acquiring more and more, more and more people like that. If we really look at it on this page, we're going to almost be uh, at 700 soon. But you can only do but so much doing, recreating or going over and over. So, and not, I can't wait to get home and get some more content. My bread and butter is lawn care and all that stuff. I've got some things I bought for the real mower that I'm trying to fix up, and Mr. Lane's going to help me. The middle of the month, he's gonna help me. We're gonna drive down and get my auction piece and see what we can do about that. So, and then I'm gonna leave this stuff alone because another one popped up. It'll be in June or July, but I was like, I can't do that one. Um, I really can't do nothing for a while. I got to fix what the stuff I've been bought. If I'm gonna make it a side hustle, um, I got to get it together, fix it, and we can go from there. You know what I mean? But my hours have stayed stagnant. I don't know why. I'm probably gonna ask somebody and put it out there to the world. Um, because it's saying that I'm gaining hours, but my hour total is staying stagnant. It's not moving. So that's one thing I got to figure out because now I'm dedicated to making it to the next level and then keep moving from there. But when you do that, you just got to figure out what sells. You got to look at your analytics, seeing, well, what are people looking at, you know, and and how long are they staying? I got to figure those little things out. But I'm getting there and just trying to stay positive and trying to be positive. Charles was saying, but we'll see how long it get before you get back into the negative conversations of what people want. And I guess that sells, but man, get me all hyper and yelling and screaming early in the morning, and then I get spoken to. The missus be like, so you not this relationship guru, huh? I'm like, oh Lord, uh-oh. And then I started, hot, hot pepper Mike was ringing in my head. I thought you was gonna be in your lane. Yeah, let me get back in my lane. And just for that is look. Let's get back to being positive, staying positive, living a positive life, walking the talk, and being healthy. You can. That's gonna be mine. You can do it. Be a good guy. Be a good woman. Be a good person. Live that. Live that. Live that part of it. Life's too short. Leave a marker. Leave a check mark on the fact that you did the right thing and being and that nice person. I'm just saying, because see, we don't know. A lot of times, you don't know that hello or that nod or good morning, good afternoon. You don't know what that does to a person. They might think that the whole world hates them, and the whole world doesn't love them, but they decided to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know, but we just gotta learn. We gotta learn to live positive. Um, what do I got planned? Um, I was just thinking about that. I got some spots in the house. I did some putty and whatever. I think one day I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna work on stuff on the inside. Um, and then I got to get back out and clean the gutters. Kind of that's kind of getting old, but I still got to do it. Um, I'm gonna start. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace. I got to get those railroad ties and I got to finish repairing my retaining wall. The thing's been destroyed for years. It was even that way before we bought the house, but I started working on that. Um, that's gonna be a workout because boy, one of those railroad ties, geez Louise, man, is heavy. But everybody wants $40 for them or some crazy number. I found a guy in Georgia that's selling them for I think $5 or $10 a piece. So when I go home, see if I can get trailer and get over there and get me a few of those. I think I need between maybe 10 to 12, and I could finish repairing it or shoring it up or fixing it somewhat. And that's another thing out the way. Um, I need to find some more dirt to level out the back. Need some find some more dirt to level out the front. It's a never-ending process. When you sit back, you know, my favorite spot now is sitting in the driveway, just watching the cars pass by and stuff like that. What the heck? Oh, I wonder what the the, the guy's trying to get over, but the lane was shutting down. I'm like, why has he got his blinker on? And that that's normal crap. Well, what do you guys I guess Memorial Day's this weekend. What do you guys got set up for Memorial Day? I had to tell the missus, oh, so she's always with this, where are you gonna be? I don't know. I I I don't have all of I try to, with I used to be able to be set up. I'd have at least have two loads on the books. Get this one and then, get this to Laredo, Texas, and then head back up to whatever. I can't get the morons that are running stuff to. I'm like, look, we've got 4 days. Set me up on another load so I can get it before Friday because Memorial Day. I'll be stuck. Oh, okay. I'll send him. I'll send him a message. Come on, man. Let's use some common sense. But I guess common sense, it's not common. Ain't that sad? It's not common right now, you know. But hey, we're doing what we can do. That's the best I can do. This bright and early shiny morning. This is funny. Like Charles, he loves the night. I don't know. I I might have to pull over, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. I might have to pull over and make another cup of coffee. But I'm trying not to, for the main reason, the blood pressure and all that. Again, we got to try to be healthy, but you don't want to be falling asleep at the wheel. Oh, but I ain't seen you, man. Well, good morning, good morning. And welcome in, welcome in. No, we just out here early morning driving, heading to Laredo, Texas, and keeping a positive attitude. But again, I was like, what you doing? Y'all gonna barbecue? You gonna smoke a brisket? I really want. I don't have an area yet. Like there's an area right now on a porch. I want to level out some more and put a grill there. I've been looking at these grills from Bucky's. They're like $700, $800. I'd like to get one of them, and really get. I'm really not a smoker, but I want to get into it. Want to learn the proper ways of doing it, and have something other than the lawn care where I can really enjoy myself and sit out there and do a slow cook and cook it and do it the right way. You know what I mean. Um, I see that Mike, you had that. I guess you overcooked the chicken or there's some meat. I said, well, just put it in some barbecue sauce. It'd be straight. But now, when like you said, I'm trying to live a better life. The first thing I do when I'm looking at stuff is how much sugar does it got in it? How much sodium does it have? You know, Sometimes you wish you didn't have to do all that stuff, but you want to keep yourself around so you can cook another, smoke another brisket, have this. You want to have that. You don't want to be like Uncle Joe or whatever that didn't want to listen to nobody, and next thing you know, they had to cut his foot off because of low circulation. You know what I mean? You because you always hear these stories, or they're having problems because he's not listening to the doctor, or I ain't got, you know, God, doctors ain't just doing that just for the hell of it. You know, some of them actually give a crap about us. A lot of them don't, but some of them do. You know what I mean. But all these chemicals that are out here, you be wondering why. Because you always hear the stories of people. As soon as they leave the United States, I had this allergy, I had this, and I wasn't allowed to eat that. And now, I'm in another country, living in another country, and everything's fine, and they've lost weight and everything, and eat the same stuff because they putting all this crap in our food to preserve it, and then we're wondering why we doing what we're doing, and that's crazy. We got a ton of people trying to make it to the United States so they can be poisoned like the rest of us. Isn't that crazy? It's just I don't know. How you hear that make it make sense? Well, make that make sense. I don't get it. Um, but like I wish I could grow all my own food, but I can't. You know, I'm out on the road. I got I got my little pepper plants, but these are more of a I guess a support or whatever the heck you call it. A support yada yada yada. But no, I'm good. But it's just something to do. We always look, and you gotta think about that. Have something that makes you happy. Work with something that's gonna keep you happy. You know, boy, I lived so long being miserable. I'm still I'm still trying to figure out about being happy, and it's fun even now. And you have to realize the honest truth. You know, the honest truth is that some of these folks, we've had to move to the digital age, and you've actually found um, digital digital friends. And I'm that part of it I enjoy. That part of it makes me happy. Yes, guys, I'm coming off because I'm going to stop for a second and I'm going to break out the coffee machine and brew me some more coffee. just a little, just a wee bit. But I'm going to get to a safe. I'm going to get a safe spot so I can pull over and brew me some Java the Hut. But that's all right. I'm gonna be that guy that sits in the sits in the fuel aisle, but since it's the crack of dawn in the morning, sits in the fuel aisle and make me some cake, some awake juice. I could go in there and get a monster drink, but I'm kind of when you say you're tired of taking something, and I'm kind of tired of taking that mess. You know what I mean? So we're going to. Uh, America. Oh, thank you, thank you. I finally got to stop. I finally got to stop for a second, and let's break out the coffee machine. Hey, Mike, I wanted to ask you a question. I was looking; they got these uh, uh they're like you know like the water. They're like towers that you can plant stuff in, but they're made. They're I guess water's running through them, and they had one that's inside. It had like four lights that hooked up to it, and um, you could hang it and make it bigger and bigger. And they just make it so easy. It makes it look so I know, which I know it ain't, because I'll be at your channel watching, your stuff. Like and they've got these big, huge um, things of lettuce and broccoli and then big giant things and like it's so freaking easy. And I know it ain't, but what is one of those, like, say for example, if you wanted to get one, what is one of those cost? Is that a lot of money? Just I was just wondering, you know. I mean, I can't have it in the truck, but one day I'm gonna have I kind of said I'm gonna start looking. I don't know. It depends my situation and the wits of wits around me. Um, Whoa, 2 grand? Oh my god! Oh, oh my. Well, we ain't doing that. Well, maybe, like I said, maybe I, if I get hooked on something, I will get it. But right now, I don't think we're gonna do that. But they, you know what I'm saying? They make it look so easy. Oh, you'll have like you'll be Farmer Joe Brown, and you'll have all this stuff, and you know what I mean? And you'll be like, what the? And I spent 2 grand. I got the. I, if I spend 2 grand, bro, I gotta have me some regular plants that are growing real good first. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. I gotta have a few. I gotta have a few seasons of growing some stuff, harvesting it, learning how to keep it, and or pickling it. You know what I mean? Getting through the gnats and the aphid wars. You know what I mean? Getting through all that before I spend $2,000 on something that I wouldn't propagate one seed out of. You know, and it's like with these peppers, I think I had like 20 or 21 of them. I had peppers. Like right now, I don't know. I won't know until they get bigger and start seeding. I had one that was oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm literally in the back, sitting up to brew. I had some scallions. They went from seed and they grew up and they died out or fell out or something. Um, then I had jalapenos and green peppers. So I can't see the difference. And a lot of them died off. A lot of them were eaten up by the aphids and the gnats. And and I'm that kind of person. I didn't know. Well, I'm gonna just throw everything out. No, I'm gonna fight this. I'm gonna figure it out. Oh, okay. You buy it for $30. Well, yeah, like you said, it's rocket science. It's the same thing with uh, uh hold on, let me. It's the same thing with these lawnmowers, especially the ones that I've been buying. You know, I kind of fell into it. Um, like two of them got major electronics on it that cost a freaking arm and a leg. And I remember when I was trying to figure out, you know, the 220 E cut hybrid that I had, and it's got a system in it. If one thing is wrong, it'll knock another thing out. So I had to go back to old school and turn. And I was asking. I even called the original person that the company that actually sold it. It's they were telling me um, that it could be this $1,200 switch, and this $1,000 this, $1,000 that. That's what it sounds like. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out what the heck did I do buying this crap. I originally paid $200 for it. Well, and add about 50 to 100 on that from the charges and the credit card, whatever. But it turned out that it was a $30 switch. But you'll be in these chat rooms, and these guys they really get into that. And I didn't know what I bought, and I really can't use it. But I'm not gonna come off of it because everybody's going to undercut me when I know how much it works now. I've done videos, and I'm having a ball with it, but technically I can't really cut that low, um, because you have to have a low cut lawn like what mine can do. You got to be cutting the grass like 3 or 4 times a week. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love mowing the lawn, but I'm not home. So I might come off of it, but it's gonna bother me, because I had two other real mowers that one expensive as this one, and I had to, I you know, I wanted to make room for some other stuff, and I sold those. I sold them for what I paid for them. You know. Oh man, my coffee machine is not brewing. This sucks. The royal bubblegum crisis. It's not brewing. Well, you know what we're gonna have to do? We're gonna have to buy another coffee machine. We ain't going through this. Oh well. Well, let's get back. Let's get back going again. This sucks. Yo, can you say heartbroken? This sucks. Mm, well, really? You know what? I know what you're gonna make me do. You're gonna make me open up this window and chuck this out the window. Hold on for 1 second, fellas. Sorry about that. Y'all didn't need to hear that. Yeah, it's plugged in, but it wasn't. It was on its last leg anyway. Ground, water, push the button. Yeah, it's just acting up. Well, I'm going by Walmart today. That's getting chucked. Actually, you know what? I've had enough. Brah, 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 brah. Done. She's done. I used to have so much stuff in here, like a hot plate, a griddle, um, a what do you call that? The slow cooking, that stuff, and man, you get so much stuff, and then when you come out and you got you have to you have to clear out your truck and all that crap. It's a pain in the royal behind all the time. So I stopped. morning, morning, Bamanola. How you doing, Bamanola? My man he be man, dude be doing some. He be cutting a whole lot of lawns. I'm like, man, you wearing me out just looking at you on YouTube. But he be getting it in. But I'm seeing the dedication to hey, I'm seeing the dedication. Hopefully one day I get out there and have me a business, learning, watching you folks see how it's done. But yeah, this truck stop right here is one of the places where if I I feel secure at stop. I've got certain places. This is one of them. I usually don't try to go across the road to the petrol because that one's usually stacked to the brim, and it's like driving through a minefield, you know, early in the morning. Nobody needs to do that because again, we're just waking up, and you're like, what the heck? That's crazy. But back to the other thing, I use it. My original thing I wanted to, and I think I'm gonna do it, but I gotta set myself up because I ain't the neatest person in the world, and I like to really throw down, and I can even do it in this truck. I would post them on like Instagram and stuff like that, but I'm gonna start doing that again. Cooking in the truck and making videos about that. I think that's fun. But the only problem with when you're cooking in the truck, you gotta wash this stuff, and you gotta have water, soapy water, and it's being out here. It's again, it's still like camping. I don't have a sink, and I don't have. I used to have like I would buy wash tubs at Walmart, to wash the dishes, and again, and then I have to take all that stuff out of the truck every time. If I take like longer than a certain time, like when I do on these cruises, I gotta empty out the whole freaking truck. So that takes me 2, 3 hours going back and forth. So I stopped putting all that stuff back in the truck. Um, I'm tired of eating just sandwiches and burgers now, so I've got some pork chops. I had had some olive oil and a big um, uh, gallon Ziploc bag, and put the pork chops in there. It's got some garlic, onion powder, some pepper, and some sazon, and I'm letting that marinate. And I got a chicken breast, and I did the same thing. So um, probably when the sun comes up, I'm going to uh, put that in the air fryer and cook that stuff up to have me a meat smorgasbord. Have me a meat smorgasbord to really get into back into my low carb. I'm doing well and staying good. My only problem is I love peanut butter. Not peanut butter and jelly, but just plain peanut butter. I can get a big old jar of peanut butter and a spoon and be in seventh heaven. And that ain't helping me none. No, other folks is they got to have their donuts, they cake, and everything else. But if I get peanut butter, I think I got that from my father. 'Cause my father used to he would he would tear up some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But I know what I like, you know, and I'll make every excuse in the book. Well, I ain't drinking, I ain't doing this, I'm not doing that. Knowing, that's my go-to. Well, I ain't doing that. Well, I don't need to be doing neither one. I don't need to be drinking, and I don't need to be eating the dang on peanut butter. You know, we make every excuse in the book till it's time or it's too late. You know, yeah, those saying ain't never too late. But look, stop trying to push your limits. Stop trying to push your limits and do the right thing. You know what I mean? Do the right thing. Be the right person. Be all that you can be on YouTube. Lord have mercy. Yes, I'm getting delirious. I'm waiting for the sun to come up. And it's going to be a little bit later because I'm in Central. I cross over to Central time. And that's one thing I noticed. I've got it set, right? But luckily, I was already up because my alarm switched over to Central Time on the phone. So it would have woke me up, and then I would have been late. Isn't that crazy? But again, we just talk about this and that early in the morning. But we got to set yourself up set yourself up to win. Don't set yourself up to fall. And that's why, like I said, I would prefer to lay around, but it's just not in my nature anymore. My nature is to get out here, get it done, um, and then move on, and be that right person, be that person that will attract people, one, to your channel. What the, oh, I heard some lights flashing in the back. I know now. I know they just. I guess the guy just signaled him to come over. But back to the food. I remember when my wife, she came on the road with me, and she was, boy, I was driving, and I'm like, yo, I was in tears when she left, because boy, she'd be in the back making a whole meal. And normally, if I'm cooking something in the truck, I cook maybe one thing, like a piece of chicken or some chicken wings, or a piece of meat. Oh, what you having with that? Like she be in a restaurant. I ain't having nothing. This is all I mean. She would. One time she had made bacon, eggs, and pancakes, and even served it to me on a plate, a clean plate, not a used plate, a paper plate, but a plate. And I, I was like, yo, and she just sitting there smiling, and I'm like, thank you, thank you, you know. And another night had pork chops and green beans, and I'm like, yo, with gravy, and I'm like, and when she said, look, hey, I'm ready to go home. I'm like, and I was thinking in my head, why are you ready to go home? I'll be like a king, and when you drive in a truck, you really don't want to fill yourself up because you get tired, you catch the vapors. Next thing you know, you're swerving all over the place, now that ain't cool. But I'm like, you remember when you was a kid, and instead of crying, but your bottom lip would start moving around. It's like you're mumbling, and you're like, why you want to go home? I got to get back to work. Really? And you got that look on your face, like, yo, what? I'm gonna miss this food. This be cracking me up. I remember that. I was so heartbroken. As soon as she got out the truck, I'm eating bologna sandwiches again, and crap like that. And I'm like, yo, this sucks. I remember that. And see, I the woman I'm married to, she loves to cook, but she's by herself a good percent of the time, so she overcooks. She don't know how to cook for one person. So I finally, after all these years, convinced her, put that mess in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer, label it for me, and I'll take it when I go back out. Because what I do when I go home, I think she has a phobia or something, because she just can't have an empty freezer, empty refrigerator. And we've got two chest freezers and two refrigerators that are always full. So I'll go around with a Kroger bag or a Walmart bag and start grabbing stuff. Well, I can have this, I can have that. So now, I said, look, if you make something, put it in a Ziploc bag, label it, and I'll take it out, and then I can warm it up and eat it. And so now I get a taste of, in my first week out, I get a taste of home, and I get a taste of enjoying. Welcome in. I see someone else came in, um, and I get a taste of enjoying it. And guys, if you look at the bottom, if you just hashtag can't stop, you just if you're not sure if anybody, you can link up. But now what I do is, I go shopping and she'll, okay, what'd you take? I didn't take nothing. Yeah, you did. So she's got this list, so I gotta replenish. I'm like, okay. So I go through and go shopping at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and so I try to keep it to a minimum, but look, you got to feed your husband. Well, hopefully I can circle back around, um, get out of Laredo early enough so I can pick up the next load and then make it to the house. I probably won't be home for Memorial Day. I'll probably have to be on the road to head back north, but I can spend a day or two, at the house, and get some more videos in. Hint, hint. Uh, hint, hint. Yada yada. But we get some more videos in, because I don't know if you guys look at your YouTube studio. If you don't look at it, it gives some good advice and good stuff to let you know, if you do this, this is what's helping you, and you can see it. I got, sheesh, I think I got like 3 or 4 thousand views, because I viewed, I did like a 10-second video of a 18 wheeler passing by with the tractor on it. I'm like, boy, let me spot another one. Throw some music on that puppy. Boy, hey, hello, you know. Now, hello, it's possible. All things are possible, and I'm just having fun doing it. I didn't realize that there's a big genre for the type of, I'm the yard lover, the mowing dad. They got all kind of names for it, and I didn't know how much I enjoyed that. So I just joined another group, because my whole front lawn is not Bermuda grass, but the middle of it is. I'm trying something new, because I dropped that sod, and it's still alive, and I don't know why. Because, well, I do know why. Because the area where I had to drop it, I'm surrounded by trees. My wife, remember that she got on the live, the when we did the hypathon, one of my first hypathons. So I'm surrounded by trees. She and that, you ain't, we ain't surrounded by trees. Stop telling them people that lie. And I'm like, okay. I was on the road at the time. I said, I got to get home and make a video of my home, so you can see I'm surrounded by trees. And I've been fighting that. I've had it trimmed away. I've had all kind of stuff, and yeah, it's a part of learning. Um, the middle of my lawn is turf type, um, uh, Bermuda or something like that, and then everything else is, it's a mix. It's Bermuda seed, perennial rye, Kentucky blue. Oh, I'm gonna throw some more. Um, I'm gonna throw a big chunk of fertilizer down next time I come home, because I got to get ready for that summer heat. That summer heat might burn a lot of that way. So I'm hopefully I can keep it green. I hope I can keep it growing. So that's my plan. I struggled last year, but now I'm on a different attack plan. I'm hoping that Bermuda grows. That what happens with Bermuda, it spreads with rhizomes and something else. It's like a little mini vine that spreads. I'm hoping it'll spread and take over what's there right now. I'm sitting at the what's the word? Survival of the fittest. I threw every seed I got out there, and then we're gonna see what what takes and what holds. Everybody's a purist. Yeah, I understand, but I just want some green grass. You know, I just want some green grass, and I want it to last. So I'm gonna get, and of course I needed to get a soil test. I'm gonna dig a hole, get the soil tested. Only costs $8. I keep on blowing it off, but I'm gonna go and do it. I'm gonna throw a whole lot of nitrogen down next time I come home to get that baby nice and strong. So when the summer hits, we gonna be okay. Cause I ordered some. It's called hydrotain, and that helps. So when the heat hits this other grass, it doesn't kill it off completely. It's gonna make it hold the water or whatever. Just trying the best because again, I like the way my yard looks. I don't want it to look like the Gobi Desert. I don't want it to look like crappy the hood or whatever. And I want it to look good. And I want to get back to my neighbor saying, "Man, that looks good." Because he was looking better than me for a good, like almost a good part of all last year, and I was like heartbroken. But nah, man, I got to get back. I got to get back on my game. I got to get back on my game, and I think I'm gonna drop. See, because I got the mower I got is a professional mower. It's not one. It's not a mower for home use. That's why everybody like, why you mowing so slow? Because that monster is a beast, and that beast will get away from you. You see that video where my son ran into the bush. I was all laughing. But that monster's a beast. But I'm gonna drop the deck. I'm gonna drop it. It's the way it goes. It's not. It doesn't have numbers, but it has like holes. I'm gonna drop it one level and see how we look. How we look and see and see where I'm gonna be good with this lawn. That's the next thing I gotta try. You know, um, but I'm gonna be slowly leveling out the front lawn too because I still want to play with my real mowers. You know, still want to play with them. So especially when spring hits, that's when I can. That's why I can. I get to scout the Bermuda. So I'm gonna at least keep one of those mowers around. One of them's going. It's got to be sold. One of them's got to be sold. but but I don't know why, boy. It seems every time I get out and do these lives, I got to spit and everything else. I got spoken to. Hey man, stop up chucking on the video. Everybody can hear you. Excuse me for 1 second. My my YouTube producer be telling me, hey, stop up chucking, stop chucking up. Yeah, oh, yep, sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh, I got a story for you. This happened right before. This really actually happened right before COVID hit. I was over in where the heck was I at? Believe it was Nebraska. In Nebraska, somewhere on 80, somewhere up there. And up in those areas, you have a lot of farm supply stores. And I always, I'm very intrigued by farming and farm supplies. I don't know why, but I'm very intrigued. So I always like to. I'll go if there's a truck stop close by. I'll park and I'll walk over there. And I'm always looking for deals and anything like that. Because a lot of times I find plants for my yard and stuff like that in the West because people, you know, they don't water the stuff and then it's like half dead. It's got one green leaf left and it's on discount for like 75 or 80% off. And then I come in and buy the stuff. Well, one time I came in there because I had been finally started doing my homework because there's so many times I killed off my lawn and my backyard needs a ton of work. But again, I had to slow down because I want to keep traveling. I'm going to keep doing this stuff. So I can't just throw all my money in it and then I'm throwing it on a credit card. So it's really not paid yet. So I had to catch myself. I got to pay these cars down, then do stuff. But it's called the grass seed. I found some grass seeds called red creeping fescue. And I have been looking for that. That's the stuff that is good in, shady areas. And it was a freaking 50-pound bag, but it didn't have a price on it. I said, excuse me, how much is this? And they were trying to figure out, they couldn't find it nowhere. And then I looked it up. It was almost 175, dang near $200. I ain't say nothing. She said, well, we can't find the price. She said, I can sell it to you for $100. I said, hell yeah. And I grabbed that thing and I look like an idiot. Wish I had somebody take a picture of me. I'm lugging this 50-pound bag over my shoulder, running across the interstate, or not really the interstate. It's exaggerating. Sometimes I exaggerate. Uh, you know, Running across the interstate or the highway, back to the truck. I'm out of breath, and I got this big bag of grass seed. I didn't know that like anything else, grass seed has a shelf life. And it just dawned on me, man. I started throwing that mess. I was like, man, I still got a whole lot of this. I got to get it out on the lawn. And I went in the bag and started, throwing it out there, and the shady spots of throwing it out there. And some of that stuff started coming in. And every time that right before I leave, I got like a handheld one where I just throw some seed out there, and I came home like last week. Well, if you look up the short I'm cutting my backyard, a lot of that wasn't there a couple of months back. That's all new grass. That's from me just before I leave. I threw some more grass seed down, and that sun doesn't hit back there like everywhere else. So I think that part of the grass is going 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 to survive. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the front alive as much as the back. You know what I mean? And it's been an experience. It's been one heck of an experience. Um, One thing I'm gonna start doing again because I'm trying to prep the lawn itself. I'm gonna go back over to there's a lady that sells horse manure. Not She doesn't sell it; she just gives it away. You just got to go over to her and get it, and you got to shovel that mess on there. So one, I'm gonna get a workout. Two, I can get as much as you know compost as I get. 'Cause it's literally a mountain, and all you gotta do, I got a number. I just text her, hey, is it okay if I come by such day? Who is this? This is the guy in the dark avalanche with the trailer. Oh, no problem. Okay, just let me know when you're on the property because it's literally a horse ranch. There are horses everywhere, and they got big stables and whatever. And I know where I just go over there, back up, get it, and get on out of there. And then I'm gonna throw that, down in spots in the back, and maybe a few spots in the front, and spread it out, and work on fixing that the level, the area. Good morning, welcome in. Fixing the areas of my property because all of it I didn't have any topsoil. And what you guys don't realize, everybody talk about was, this, you know, and you're wondering why you got the aphid problems and the gnats and all that. The topsoil y'all think is topsoil. That ain't dirt. That's probably why you get all the gnats and all that stuff. You know what that is? That's shredded trees. They run that through and grind that mess down, and then they put it back and grind it even finer. And then the second time around, they run and they put a dye in it to make it look like it's dirt. Trust me, I watch them do it all the time. And then guess what? They bag them up. That's what the stuff you get. That's the stuff that you're getting at Home Depot and these big box stores. It's the same stuff. They just get it from certain different places, you know. And that's the funny. It's not funny, haha. I'm throwing all this stuff down, and all I'm doing is doing a smorgasbord for guess what? Termites. Yeah, I'm telling, hey, my whole yard, you know, my whole yard, come get it, cause you thinking I got dirt? No, that's stuff for termites. So I remember last year or the year before, I bought some what you would call it some termite killer, and when I get home, I'm just gonna walk my whole lawn. I'm going to spray the perimeter of the house. I'm going to spray around the, all the areas that need to be sprayed. Let them know. Yeah, you might have had a smorgasbord, but yo, bro, it's time for y'all to get get gone. And here's funny thing. I remember my sister told me this, but it turns out to be true. That Dawn lemon dishwashing liquid. She said, especially the lemon. Um, Add a little bit of that to it, or anything that you're trying to get to go down into the dirt, to be absorbed by the dirt. That dishwashing liquid is what's called a surfactant. That helps stuff. That helps to get to get the it helps to get the soil to absorb it much quicker. A surfactant. I didn't even know that. And so I'm sitting there paying, all this money on Amazon when I could have just add a little dishwashing, some Dawn lemon dishwashing detergent, just a little bit, to the spray, and when you add the water, whatever, spray it, it get that surfactant to get it to go all the way down. Ain't that crazy? You learn something new every day. Who is that? Welcome in, welcome in. Um, and these are the things that I've learned, and I've gotten a little lazy. You know, not really. I'm not gonna say lazy because I'm out for months at a time. Then when I come home, I got to do 1 or 2 months worth of work in 3 or 4 days. You know, and I don't mind. I really don't. I really enjoy it, and that's what I say. I said if I can say anything, guys, you know, you got to start doing what you enjoy. I I enjoy making my my wife's home, which is my home, look pretty. I enjoy, bringing stuff back up to par that's not, and I enjoy that. Um, I'm going to be setting up. We've got a flat screen TV that's been leaning up in the sheet, the wife's she shed, and I'm gonna mount that out in my garage where the territory. I'm gonna mount that on the wall and have me some music videos. So when I'm out there sitting and relaxing, I might even set up YouTube so I can see that out there. So I'll be looking at y'all while I'm hanging out hanging out in the garage and enjoying myself. You know what I mean? In helping you get your watch time hours by watching your stuff, by honestly watching it, not not doing these and that's do you boo boo, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, I thank y'all for coming in. I thank y'all for listening. Even though I'm mumbling, it ain't Mumble Thursday, but Mumble Thursday coming tomorrow, so you're gonna get an extra dose of this. You're gonna get an extra dose of this. I tell you that for sure. But let you know that you're well appreciated. A lot of folks we don't be thankful for nothing. We don't thank the people that got us here. You know, Miss T with the T, the motivational, weightlifting geek, all of those folks that were welcoming me in to the fold where I didn't even I didn't even know there was a fold. Real nice folks, y'all are nice people. You're really nice, and let you know y'all are well appreciated. Mike and Charles, I thank y'all for just hanging in there. Charles would get on here and turn it on and fall asleep. Hey, appreciate you. Well, I'm sitting here talking about this, that, and the other, you know. But it's just like it's just like the song, not the song, but I'm just I'm practicing when I'm preaching when they say like, be humble. Thank God for folks that are helping me on this journey. I didn't know I would get this far. Now I want to get to that 1,000. Now I want to keep on going. Now I want to tell people. I did a video. I did a video about driving a truck. A simple video because now anybody could drive a truck now. It's not a stick, not technically. Well, it's actually still a stick shift, but it's air actuated. So you've got the onboard computer switching for you. But when you are in a truck like this at and you're stuck in traffic, if you don't push down on that brake, your the clutch will heat up. And everybody that knows about standards, if you mess your clutch up, you can't shift. And you don't want to do that. And I remember I did a video about that, and nobody watched it. Guess who started? I'm starting to see. I'm getting messages. Thank you, facts, and thank you. I'm just all I realized is I googled it, and I even YouTubed, and I did all this stuff, and I realized, okay, you got to push when, especially in your traffic, you got to add a little extra pressure to your brake. It actually engages the clutch and it doesn't overheat. Because I remember I was like, my clutch, it was telling me clutch is overheating and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And that's the thing with in these trucking companies, what they do is they will just give you the keys. Don't tell you specs on nothing. Just give you the keys and tell you, go ahead, drive it. Well, hey, I never been in a Volvo, so what do that? They don't know. They don't know. Just to give you the keys. Go ahead. You gotta figure crap out. They're like, here's the keys, go get this load. And then you look like Boo Boo the Fool because you could be in a KW, which has the KWs now have a horrific turning uh, radius. And Charles will tell you it's the back end at 350, 440, all that stuff. He knows that because he's been doing this damn thing almost 40 fucking years. I'm only done it 10. They be asking me, I'm like, hey man, I'm just a driver. I just drive this bitch. I don't know what they, excuse my French, but it's they just give it to you and don't tell you or this or that. Like on a certain vehicle. Like I'm driving a Volvo. I learned a long time ago that uh, the alarms, you if you fart in this seat wrong, the alarms will go off. And I used to stop and all. I'm like, wait a minute, okay, enough's enough. I'm driving this dang thing till it fall apart. You know what I'm saying? And then I started figuring, okay, Volvo's got a lot of alarms and stuff. And one thing go wrong, I'll get it done when I get it done. You know, you just gotta learn. You gotta learn that stuff. And when you learn it, try to pass it on to the next person. I was like, well, I'm gonna throw this out on YouTube, even though it don't sell. But now people are starting to watch it. I'm gonna make a 2 year video on my Husqvarna YTH 14. I got a long number, but I got 10,000 views. I hit the 10,000 mark. I got 10,000 views on that first video, and I was giddy like a kid in a candy store because my wife bought me a new lawnmower. I had a driving lawnmower, and the belt came off, and I know how to fix it. I didn't have a pickup truck. I didn't have a trailer. I didn't have nothing at the time, and I got taken. The guy said, "Oh, I'll come get it." Yeah, he can't get it. Never came back, and I even paid him half the price up front. Never came back. So that was one of the reasons why I got into fixing and repairing lawnmowers and getting under there and jacking it up. Lord, no, fuck that. I'll figure it out. You know, because Charles would say, I done caused enough. I done did enough damage. I know what's gonna break and what needs that, what needs this, and what needs that. Um, it's the same thing with doing this. They just tell you, here you go, just do it. Just do it. Ain't that crazy? But I know they don't even warn you that half the time, see, people like y'all, I'm always looking at the signs on the side of the road work ahead, state line, state law, hands free, whatever, mile markers. I didn't know what a mile marker was till I became a truck driver. It marks the numbers of how long to the next mile. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. You see how if you look to the left where the trucks is passing, those little slashes right there. But when you see the little short dot, 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 and you're in that lane, guess what? You're coming onto an exit. But out here driving, I was like, oh, that's what that is. Oh, I figured this out. You know? Oh, well, just like right now, I had to throw the Brewmaster 1000. I read what you said, Mike. The Brewmaster 1000 out, and I'm going to Walmart and get me another Brewmaster 1000. I think they're like 15 to 16 bucks. I'm getting me another one, even though I've cut back on the coffee to 1 cup a day. I still need that cup. Hopefully I'll be down to none. Like right now, I got 150 miles to the 100. I think it's 160. It's about another 10 more miles on into Arkansas. But I'm gonna get over there and I'm getting that Walmart, and I gotta get my coffee machine. Bump the bull, bump the bull, dinky. But you know, it is what it is. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank y'all for coming through and listening to me mumble and help keep me awake. Uh, we made it to the magic hour, way past the magic hour, but the magic hour for me was the sun's coming up. The sun coming up, it's funny, you don't realize it that automatically lets your brain know that to hit this certain endorphins to wake you up. Certain other people, it'll make them go to sleep, but me, it wakes me up. And guys, I just want to thank y'all for coming through this morning and let you know you're well appreciated. Father God, I just want to thank you for all the blessings, and I pray that you bless the people that came into this live this morning. If they have any personal problems that they're going through, I pray that you touch them in a mighty way. I pray that you let their channels grow, let their life grow. Let your light shine that people see the blessings that you can give to others. And as always, guys, thanks for coming through. And always know if you don't think nobody loves you, know that God loves you, and I love you too. Y'all have a blessed day. See you tomorrow. Mumble Mumble Thursday.